It started subtly, as these things always do. A barista, someone I'd never seen before, called out my order. "Latte for Alex." He shouted. I didn't move. "My name is Sam. I've been Sam for 5 years. I transitioned. I changed my name legally. I fought tooth and nail to become the person I am today. Alex was a ghost, a name on a piece of paper I burned a long time ago. I walked up, figuring he'd misread my hurried handwriting on the cup. "It's Sam," I said, with a tight smile. He just blinked at me. "Right. Sorry, Alex." He handed me the cup. On it, in my own writing, was the name Sam. I brushed it off. A simple mistake, but then it happened again. A few days later, a delivery driver called my apartment buzzer. "Package for Alex Reed?" My blood ran cold. Reed was my old family name. My legal name is Sam Carter. "You have the wrong apartment," I said, my voice shaking slightly. "No, this is it. Apartment 4B, Alex Reed." He sounded so certain, so matter-of-fact. I buzzed him up, my heart hammering against my ribs. The package was addressed to Sam Carter. When I pointed this out, the driver just shrugged. "My manifest said Alex," he mumbled before turning away. The package was just some art supplies I'd ordered. Normal. Everything was normal. Except it wasn't. The incidents started piling up, each one a small paper cut on my new identity. At a new client meeting, the receptionist greeted me with, "Alex, so good to finally meet you. They're waiting for you inside?" I corrected her gently. "It's Sam, actually." She looked confused, tapping at her computer. "Oh, that's so strange. My system has you down as Alex. My apologies." But when I walked into the conference room, the lead project manager stood up, hand outstretched, and boomed, "Alex, welcome aboard." 3 people in the room, all strangers, all called me Alex. I spent the entire meeting feeling like an imposter in my own skin, my own suit feeling like a costume. I didn't correct him. The fight was starting to drain out of me. My friends, my real friends, the ones who had been with me through everything, still called me Sam. They were my anchor. When I told my best friend Maya about what was happening, she tried to rationalize it. "It's got to be some weird database error, Sam. Some old information got cross-linked somewhere online. It's creepy, but it's technical." I wanted to believe her. We spent a whole evening trying to scrub my old name from the internet, but there was nothing to scrub. Alex Reed was a phantom, officially dead and buried. Yet somehow the ghost was walking around, introducing itself to strangers before I even had the chance. The fear wasn't about being outed. It was deeper than that. It felt like my reality was being rewritten by an unseen hand. It was an erosion. The person I had worked so hard to become was being systematically erased, not by malice, but by something else. Something that knew me better than I knew myself. Strangers would smile at me on the street and say, "Have a good one, Alex." A librarian helping me find a book would say, "Here you go, Alex." Each time, the name hit me like a physical blow. I started to flinch when people spoke to me. I became withdrawn, avoiding new interactions, sticking to the safe bubble of my apartment and my close friends. The worst part was the doubt. A tiny, poisonous seed of it started to grow in my mind. What if I was the one who was wrong? What if the transition, the name change, the entire life I'd built, what if it was all some elaborate delusion? I'd look in the mirror and see myself Sam. I'd see the short hair, the sharp jawline I was so proud of, the results of years of hormones and self-acceptance. But then I'd hear that other name echo in my memory, spoken with such casual certainty by 100 different strangers. And for a split second, a flicker of a different face would appear in the reflection. A ghost. Maya suggested I see a therapist, and I agreed. I needed a professional to tell me I wasn't losing my mind. I found one online with great reviews, specialized in identity issues. I booked the appointment. The day came, and I sat in the waiting room, my leg bouncing with anxiety. The door opened. A kind-faced woman smiled at me. "Alex Reed?" she asked. "I'm Dr. Evans. Please, come in." I didn't move. I just stared at her, the world tilting on its axis. I had filled out all the intake forms online. I had triple-checked every field. I had typed Sam Carter over and over again. My hands went numb. I stood up, turned around, and walked out without saying a word. That night, I decided to fight back. I was going to prove my own existence. I stayed up all night, gathering evidence. My driver's license, Sam Carter. My passport, Sam Carter. My bank statements, my lease, my diploma, all Sam Carter. I laid them out on my dining room table, a fortress of documents proving who I was. I felt a surge of defiant energy. I was Sam. I am Sam. The world was wrong, not me. The final piece of evidence I needed was my birth certificate, the amended one. It was the cornerstone of my legal identity, the government's official acknowledgement of my transition. I kept it in a fireproof safe. With trembling hands, I unlocked it and pulled out the crisp, official document. I unfolded it on the table under the bright kitchen light, my heart pounding a frantic rhythm of validation. And then I saw it. A name printed in stark, official type. Alex Reed. It wasn't just the name. The date of birth was wrong. The city was wrong. It was a completely different document, but it felt real. It looked real. I frantically searched the safe for the one I knew should be there, the one that said Sam Carter. It was gone. It was just gone. Had it ever been there? I scrambled to my laptop, my breath catching in my throat. I needed to book a flight, to go somewhere, anywhere. I pulled up an airline website. The page loaded, and I went to the passenger information section. And there, already filled in, were the words. First name, Alex. Last name, Reed. The browser had auto-filled it. My browser, on my computer. It had saved information I had never, ever typed. The cursor blinked patiently at the end of the name. Alex Reed, waiting for me to accept it. Waiting for me to come home.